Hi, my name is Scott Lehr. God radically transformed my life. Oh, when I was 18 years old, several years ago, I was an idiot. And God grabbed a hold of me, totally transformed me. And I want other people to experience that transformation. And so on this channel, we talk about not just information, but we want you to experience information that leads to your transformation. And so today we're talking about the one job. You ever heard that statement before? You had one job. I did a little bit of research, and the best I can tell, that statement gained popularity in pop culture back when Ocean's 11 was a movie. Do you remember that? A bunch of handsome guys are going to rob a casino, and one of the guys goes in, Don Cheadle, incredible actor, and busts into the safe, and there's one guy outside. He's the IT guy. He's supposed to disarm the alarms, and he says,
"You had one job to do."
You had one job. In other words, you couldn't do that one thing that you were supposed to do. Since then, that statement's been used to create memes every time people see people really mess up at their job. Whether it's like this architectural school I saw a sign at recently online. If I were the president of that college, I would probably come out and just want to know, did one of our graduates produce that? Or there was somebody at a grocery store, I don't know if they were being funny or they mislabeled this section. Or maybe they're wanting Jesus to come back and do the opposite miracle that he started his ministry with. Instead of water to wine, and turn to wine to water. How about this? Do you ever see something like this at your warehouse or where you work? And I just imagine the foreman said, hey, stack those boxes over there. And nobody could read, or nobody wanted to speak up to the foreman. And so then you get what you get when you do the opposite of what it says on the box. When I saw that, it actually made me think of, I'm a pastor, and a lot of times pastors write books to other pastors about how to do church. And oftentimes they're just books, how to get somebody to transfer from the church down the street to your church and do this program this way. Here's your new Sunday school program, new small groups, a way to do the discipleship program, do this outreach, and then all these people will come, most of whom coming from another church. Don't waste your time reading those books. If God delivered the church in a box, there'd be one job labeled on it. Make disciples, make disciples, make disciples. It's called the Great Commission for a reason. It's the thing that we are left here on this earth to do that we cannot do once we get to heaven. When we get to heaven, we'll have incredible worship. When we get to heaven, we'll be able to serve one another. When we get to heaven, it's going to be great fellowship. When we get to heaven, it's going to be amazing teaching of the truth. But we can't make disciples. There won't be lost people there that need to be saved. And so when you look at the one job, you got to ask yourself, are you doing the job? Are you going to get to heaven one day and before the judgment seat say, you had one job and well done, good and faithful servant. You did it. Or you had one job. What happened? And you think about this in the business setting. As a leader, you know that there's a mission for your organization. And whatever it is, we want to be the greatest software company in the universe. We're going to have the number one customer service. We're going to sell the most houses. We're going to, and you just, whatever your best hospital, we're going to score this score. Okay, but there's different people. Somebody's cleaning up as a janitor, and somebody's, making sure that the IT does work for the organization, and some people are doing sales, and some people are... And if you go to most people and you ask them, what is it that you do here? The right answer as a leader should be, I fulfill the mission. But most people will say, well, I'm just in charge. I just got to hit my quota. I got to make sure the hallways are clean. I got to make sure my patients are taken care of, but there's like hundreds of other ones. And no, our goal is to be the greatest software company in the world. And I do that by cleaning these hallways. I do that by selling these products. I do that by... And in the church, our job is, we say at our church, connecting people to Jesus for life change. And I do that by what it is that your gifted is, your job is, in the role that you play. We all have one job, but we have different roles within that job to fulfill. What is your one job? Do you believe that if you completed your one job, that your mission would be complete? What is your one job? I'd love to hear your comments, thoughts. Put them in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. And I believe it's better when we have the conversation. In fact, I believe it's better even sometimes when we disagree, because we sharpen one another and we have different perspectives. We get to talk about those things. It's kind of like, have you ever asked yourself when you read the Bible, why are there 3 books that tell us the same stories, pretty much, 80 to 90% of them, Matthew, Mark, and Luke? Why are they telling us the same? There's a little bit difference in details. They're written to different audiences, but it'd be like this. If you were standing on a street corner and you witnessed a car accident, it was a 4-way stop, and there were 2 people standing at different corners And you all saw the same thing, but you saw it from a different perspective with different experiences, different thoughts that you were having as it happened, different memories that were brought up in that moment. And then when you share that story, you're sharing it with different people. So we need each other to fill out the picture. I would love for you to start filling out the picture on some of the things I share on this channel. Do you believe that you have one job? If so, what is it? It doesn't mean you're exempt from some of the other responsibilities we have. Maybe your job, maybe you're not as gifted in giving as someone else is, and serving as you are in evangelism, but it doesn't mean we don't have responsibilities in those areas as stewards. But what is the job God's called you to? Love to hear about it. Put it in the blank. See ya.